I need to ask you something personal. Have you ever loved someone so completely, so deeply, so fully, that you forgot to love yourself in the process? Have you ever made someone your entire world, your first thought in the morning, your last thought at night, and given them a kind of love that most people only dream of receiving? And has that same love, that beautiful, pure, overwhelming love, somehow ended up being the thing that hurt you the most? If yes, this video is not just for you. This video is about you. Because today, we are talking about something that nobody in the relationship space wants to say out loud. Loving someone too much is real. It is dangerous. And it is one of the most misunderstood forms of self-destruction there is. Stay till the very end. Because the last thing I say in this video is the one thing I wish someone had told me. And I think it is the one thing you need to hear today. Welcome back to Psychology on Love, the channel where we go beyond the surface and into the real psychology of why we love the way we do, why it sometimes destroys us, and how we find our way back. If you are new here, subscribe right now. You found this channel for a reason. Let us talk about this. First, let us understand what loving too much actually means. Because when most people hear that phrase, they think it is impossible. They think, how can you love someone too much? Is not love supposed to be infinite? Is not more love always better? And that sounds beautiful. But here is what psychology actually tells us. The problem is never the love itself. The problem is what you sacrifice in order to give it. Loving too much does not mean your heart is too big. It means somewhere along the way, you started treating another person's happiness as more important than your own existence. You started measuring your worth by how much they needed you. You started shrinking yourself, your needs, your boundaries, your dreams to fit into the shape of what they wanted. That is not love at its fullest. That is love at its most wounded. Psychologists have a name for this pattern. It is called anxious attachment, and it affects more people than almost any other relationship pattern in the world. Here is how it develops. Usually, not always, but usually, people who love too much learned early in life that love was conditional. That affection had to be earned. That if they were not useful enough, agreeable enough, present enough, the people they loved would pull away. So they adapted. They became the person who gives more, who tries harder, who never stops showing up. Because deep in their nervous system, there's a belief that has been running quietly for years. If I love them enough, they will stay. If I give enough, I will be enough. And the tragedy is this. That belief feels like devotion. It feels like loyalty. It feels like love. But it is actually fear wearing the costume of love. Now let us talk about what this actually does to you. Because the damage is real and it runs deep. The first thing that happens is you lose yourself. When someone becomes your entire emotional universe, you stop existing as a separate person. Your mood depends on their mood. Your sense of safety depends on their approval. Your identity slowly becomes defined by your role in their life rather than who you actually are. You wake up one day and realize you cannot remember the last time you did something just for you. You cannot remember what you liked before them. You cannot remember who you were. That is not love making you whole. That is love making you disappear. The second thing that happens is even harder to admit. Your love starts to push them away. And this part feels so unfair. Because you are giving everything. You are so present, so devoted, so available. How could that possibly be a problem? Here is the psychology behind it. When one person in a relationship gives at a level that the other person cannot match, it creates an invisible but very real imbalance. The person receiving all that love starts to feel pressure. They start to feel guilt. They start to feel suffocated. Not because your love is bad, but because the intensity of it leaves no room for the relationship to breathe. And so they pull back. And the more they pull back, the more anxious you become. The more anxious you become, the more you give. The more you give, the more they pull back. Psychologists call this the pursuer-distancer dynamic. And once it starts, it is incredibly hard to break without someone stepping back and seeing the pattern clearly. That someone has to be you. The third thing that happens is the most invisible of all. You start to resent the person you love. Not openly, not dramatically, but quietly. In the moments when you are alone and honest with yourself, you realize you are exhausted. You have given so much for so long, and the return has not matched the investment. And that resentment scares you, because you love them. How can you resent someone you love this much? The answer is simple and painful. Because love without reciprocity is not a relationship. It is a donation. And you can only donate so much before the account runs empty. So what do you actually do about this? The answer is not to love less. Please hear that clearly. The goal is never to harden your heart or become someone who does not feel deeply. The world needs people who love deeply. You are not the problem. The answer is to redirect some of that love back toward yourself. Psychologists talk about something called a secure base. In healthy relationships, both people feel safe, not because the other person is always there, but because each person has a stable relationship with themselves first. When you become your own secure base, when your sense of worth is not borrowed from how someone treats you, when your peace does not depend on someone else choosing you today, everything changes. You stop chasing. You stop shrinking. You stop accepting less than you deserve because you are no longer terrified of what happens if they leave. Because you know that even if they leave, you will still be there for yourself. And here is something I want you to sit with for a moment. The love you have been giving to someone who may not have fully received it, that love is real. It was never wasted. It is proof of what you are capable of. But imagine directing even a fraction of that same love, that same devotion, that same patience and gentleness toward yourself. Imagine being as understanding with yourself as you have been with them. Imagine never abandoning yourself the way you were afraid they would abandon you. That is the work. Not loving less. Loving yourself first. And when you do that, when you become someone who genuinely does not need someone else to complete them, you do not just become healthier. You become magnetic. Because the most attractive thing in the world is a person who loves fully and freely, without desperation, without fear, without conditions. That version of you is not far away. It is just waiting for you to stop giving it all away. If this video touched something real in you, share it. Right now, send it to someone you know who loves too hard and hurts too quietly. Leave a comment below. One word. Just tell me how this made you feel. I read every single one. And if you are not yet part of this community, subscribe to Psychology on Love. Every week we go deeper into the psychology of love, healing, self-worth, and real human connection. Subscribe, hit the bell, and come back next week because the next video is going to go even deeper than this one. You are not too much. You are not too emotional. You are not too loving. You are just someone who has not yet learned to include yourself in the love you so freely give to everyone else. Start today. I will see you in the next one.